Hello everybody and welcome to today's practice. We are going to be doing an hour-long flow. So if you have yoga blocks, I suggest you go get the yoga blocks just in case you need them. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use cans or like a jar of peanut butter, 2 jars of peanut butter. You just want to get 2 things with a flat bottom, flat top, stable, where it's not going to like collapse if you were to put some weight on it. And also grab your yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a towel. So go grab those. Also make sure you have water handy. If you have a mat, roll out your mat. If not, think of like a towel that you would use in the shower. You want that much space available for your body in your house. So we are gonna get started in 1 second. I'm gonna give you guys time to grab props and set up if you need it. Like I said, this is just going to be an hour flow, general flow, not focused on anything specific. And we are going to come to the top of our mat. So throughout the class, I will be turning different directions, and I will be turning whatever direction I think I need to be so that you guys can see me best. However, I want you guys to stay facing whatever direction you can see me best. So we're at the top of our mat. We're rolling our shoulders back onto each other, dropping our arms down to our side. If you want to feel a little more energized, flipping that thumb to the outside wall in our house. Shoulders are back and down on each other. Eyes are closed. Slight little drop in our head. So slightly tucking our chin down towards our neck. And I want us to send energy and attention to our feet. And we're just gonna wiggle our toes around, wiggle our feet around, just noticing all of the muscles that are required just to like lift our toes or lift our arches up, dropping our arches down to the ground, lifting up onto our toes, and rolling back down. So now I want everybody to take their toes, lifting their toes up, feeling their arches of the feet engaged. So our arches are lifted, our toes are lifted. We are going to keep our arches engaged while we slowly begin to lower our pinky toe. Next, pointer toe, big toe comes down last. Arches stay engaged. We're gonna do a couple shoulder rolls backwards, just slowly beginning to loosen up our body. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling out of our mouth. And let's bring those shoulder circles forward. Again, inhaling through our nose, exhaling out of our mouth, being very mindful with these movements and bringing our shoulders to still. Keeping those feet engaged, arches are up. And we are going to do head circles one direction. So tucking our chin down to our chest, rolling our ear over to the shoulder. Head drops back, ear to the opposite shoulder, and chin tucks. Doing this at our own pace. Wherever you feel any tension or tightness, you might want to pause, hold that for a little bit longer, and then continue rolling. One more time, this direction. And exhaling, rotating our head opposite direction. And finishing up this circle, bringing our head to still. We're gonna keep our eyes closed. Nice big inhale, palms come all the way up to the ceiling, gaze follows. Let's keep those shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. Releasing the space in between our eyebrows. Unclenching our jaw. Hands passing through heart center. Lowering down to our side. So we're gonna do a nice big inhale. If you'd like to open your eyes, now you can. Palms come all the way up to the ceiling, gaze follows. On the exhale, we're dropping our hands all the way down to the ground. Depending on the space that you have available, you can either drop your arms straight in front of you or you can bring them down to the side, nice and wide. So our hands are down at the ground, dropping our head heavy. Gazing up with a flat back, planting one hand down, then the next. Stepping one foot back, then the other foot. And we have nice engaged shoulders here. So I don't want to see any shoulders flopping around, pressing up out of our shoulders, lowering our knees. Our chest and chin follows, keeping our hands placed right where they are, dropping our belly down to the ground, rolling our shoulders back onto each other. Gaze comes up at the wall in front of us. And on a nice big inhale, on the exhale, we're going to press up to tabletop. So for tabletop, you want your shoulders on top of your wrists, your hip on top of your knees. And we're going to do a nice big inhale. Drop that belly down to the ground, arching our back. Gaze comes up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, pressing out of the shoulders, gaze goes back towards our belly button, rounding our spine. Inhaling, dropping that belly, gaze lifts. Exhale, round our back, tucking our chin, pressing up out of those shoulders. Doing this 4 more times at your own pace. So inhaling, dropping that belly. Exhale, rounding our back. And after your last one, you're going to come to a neutral spine. So that just means flat back. We are going to tuck our toes, begin to sit back towards our heels. As we're sitting back towards our heels, we start lifting our knees off the ground, straightening out our legs, shooting our pelvis nice and high up towards the ceiling. Hands are active and engaged. Fingers are spread nice and wide, pressing our body away from our hands, pressing our shoulders inward, chest back towards our knees, lifting our pelvis up towards the sky. Maybe you want to bend your right leg and switch, straighten that right leg, bend your left. Slowly beginning to loosen up the hammies and switching our right and our left. Again, at whatever pace feels good to you. And we are gazing in between our hands, stepping or hopping our feet up to meet our hands. Exhaling, straightening out those legs. Nice big inhale, palms come all the way up to the ceiling, gaze follows. Exhale, hands pass through heart center, lowering down to our side. Inhale, lifting those hands. Exhale, hands lower all the way down to the ground. Inhaling a flat back. Exhale, plant those hands, step or hop your feet to the back of your mat, lowering to the base of a push-up. Nice big inhale, lifting our body through to upward facing dog. On the exhale, tucking our chin, flipping one foot then the other, downward facing dog. Gaze comes in between our hands, nice big inhale, step or hop, hands and feet come together. Exhaling, straightening out our legs. Inhale, palms come all the way up to the ceiling, gaze follows. Exhale, hands pass through heart center, lowering down to our side. Nice big inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Try to inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling. Taking our right foot, dropping it over to the left side, not touching the ground. Just imagining that there's a wall right next to us and we're trying to put our foot flat on that wall. Just opening up the front of our right hips and straightening that leg up towards the ceiling. Lowering that foot down. Lifting that left leg nice and tall and trying to plant our foot onto this imaginary wall that we have next to us, opening up our hips and straightening that leg back up, lowering it down to the ground. We are walking our hands back to meet our feet. Let's have a slight bend in our knees, tuck our tailbone, roll up our spine. We're gonna do a little bit of balance here. So if you're not very good at balance, make sure you have a wall convenient to you. We're gonna take our right foot. We are going to cross it over our left thigh. So here, we're bringing hands to heart center. We're gonna act like we're sitting in a chair. So here's where you might feel a little wobbly, feel a lot of tension happening in that upper glute. Just place your hand on a chair or on a wall. If you wanna just rest your hands on that top leg, you can rest your hands on that top leg. Noticing all the little tiny ankle movements that are happening in our left foot here. And keeping our leg where it is, we're gonna straighten out that back leg and try to reach down to the floor. So if you don't have a forward fold, release that leg now. Cross your right over your left and reach down to the floor. But if you are flexible enough where you can reach the floor with your leg crossed, slowly begin to reach down. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's release that right foot to the outside of our left. So everybody is now in the same position. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and rolling up our spine. Uncrossing our leg, doing the same exact thing on the opposite side. So left crosses over our right, hands come to heart center. Slowly beginning to sit down. You may notice one side you could sit more than the other. Try not to let your hips drop. Try to keep them as level as you can. I know it's a little tricky, but just give it a try. Chest stays nice and tall, shoulders are relaxed, our jaw is relaxed. And again, either drop that leg down already, or if you want to try to challenge yourself, begin reaching down to the ground, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and dropping that left foot to the outside of our right, so we're all now in the same position, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and rolling on up. We're gonna take our legs, have our legs super wide, feet towards the corners of our room. If you have yoga blocks or cans or something, just make sure they're handy just in case you need them. So basically with our legs wide, when I say something handy, it means you're not straining yourself to reach them if you realize you need them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk our hands over to our right foot. If that left hand cannot comfortably plant flat on the floor, I want you to grab your yoga block or your can or your jar of peanut butter, whatever you have, place it beneath your hand. We're gonna do a nice big inhale, rotate that right arm up towards the ceiling. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and down, and walking our hands over to the left. Same thing here, if you cannot comfortably plant that right hand down on the ground, grab a block or something for you to place your hand on to stabilize your body. Inhale, reaching that right arm nice and high towards the ceiling. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and releasing our hand down to the ground. If we used any props, moving them out of the way. And we're gonna walk our feet just slightly wider than hip width. We're gonna do a couple Russian baby makers. So what Russian baby makers are is hands come to heart center. Our elbows are gonna go to the inside of our knees. We're gonna sit into the base of a squat. So maybe you need to shimmy side to side a little, loosen up those hips. Good, so we're comfortable here, placing our hands onto our feet. And if you lose your balance, it's totally okay. And straighten out those legs. Gaze goes to the back wall. And we are dropping our bum down to the ground. Elbows come back to meet those knees. Doing this 3 more times, straightening our legs, gaze goes to the back wall. As we exhale, inhale, dropping our butt to the ground, chest lifts nice and tall. Exhale, straightening those legs. Inhale to the bottom of a squat. Exhale, straightening our legs. Inhaling to the bottom of a squat. Good. On this last one, I want you to allow yourself to come seated. We're going to take our feet, bring our feet together. Legs come out to the side. Rolling our shoulders back onto each other. Keeping our shoulders onto each other. Focusing on pressing our chest forward just as far as what's comfortable for us. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's slowly release, bringing our knees together, straightening our legs straight out in front of us. So hopefully you have your towel and or strap handy. If you don't, grab it really quick. We are inhaling, lifting that pelvis, lengthening our arms, exhaling, falling forward down towards our toes. If you can't reach your toes, grab your towel or strap. Place it around the pads of your feet, and with using your arms, you can help your body fold into this forward fold. Allowing our head to fall nice and heavy, relaxing the back of our neck. Inhale, think of lengthening your spine. Exhale, falling forward into the fold. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly releasing, rolling up. We're going to take our legs, swoop them back behind us, come onto our mat on our belly. So we're going to place our hands at the side of our chest. We want to imagine we're making little teepees with our hands. So what I mean by that is I don't want your hand flat on the ground. I just want your fingertips on the ground. And inhale, just lifting that chest gently. Exhaling, allowing it to fall to the ground. Inhale, lifting that chest a little bit higher. Exhale, rolling it down to the ground. Inhale, lifting that chest a little bit higher. Exhale, rolling it down to the ground. Last one here. Inhale, lifting that chest a little bit higher. Exhale, lowering it down to the ground. We're going to relax our head onto our mat. Again, whatever side you can see me better. Let's take that arm and leg. Try to interlace our hand and our foot together. Just seeing how this feels. Noticing if we can find our toes or if we can't find our toes, and interlace our hands with our toes. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So bring your hand to meet our toes. Just giving them a nice little hug. Our heels should be touching our butt or pretty close to touching our butt. And slowly releasing. So for those of us who were capable of touching our hand and our toes, we're going to progress. For those of us who cannot, we're going to take our towel or strap and we're going to make a little loop and lift our body up here and just try to pull those toes down towards our body. Taking both hands, reaching back for both feet. We should be grabbing the face of our feet. We're going to do 3 lifts. Each one is going to be a little bit longer. So when I say inhale, lift, I want you to lift your entire body off the ground. Kick your feet into your hands. Holding this for 3, 2, 1. Dropping. Still holding onto those feet. Nice big inhale, lift. Holding for 5, 4, 3. Kick those feet into the hands. And 1. Dropping down. Last one here, gonna hold it for 7 seconds. So each second I want you to try to kick your feet a little bit harder under your hands, lifting your chest just a little bit higher. So nice big inhale up, holding 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's release here. Straightening that right arm out, flat on the ground, taking our left arm, bringing it to the side of our chest, taking our left foot, bringing it back behind us, touching the ground behind us. Holding this for 3, 2, 1, and lowering that leg, straightening our left arm, bending our right arm, bringing that right foot over to the left side, and bringing that leg back down to the center. So now we're going to do alternating toe taps. So same exact thing we just did, but we're going to keep both arms straight out to the side the entire time. I want you to try to keep your hands, your arms, and your shoulders flat on the ground. I recommend either just placing your forehead on the ground or your chin on the ground. It's not, when you're alternating sides with your toes, it's not always comfortable when you have the side of your face planted on the ground. So either your forehead down or your chin down, wherever is most comfortable. Arms are straight out to the side. We're taking that right leg, crossing it over, and center, and left, center. Doing this 2 more times per side. Right, center, left, center. Last one. Right, center, and left, center. Good. Hands come to the side of our chest. We are going to be on the face of our feet. Nice big inhale, upward facing dog here. So the only thing touching on ground is our hands and our toes. Exhale, flipping one foot then the other. Downward facing dog. And let's get a little bit of an arm workout going here. So if you know you don't have good body control or arm strength or push-up strength, I recommend you dropping onto your knees. You're not going to be on your knees in a tabletop position. You're going to be in that plank. So see how my back is nice and flat? My butt's not up like a down dog. And we're just dropping our knees right where they are. So you still want that plank position in your body. So we are going to imagine that we have a glass in front of us and that glass has a straw. We are not dropping our elbows to the outside walls. We're dropping them to the back wall, and we're imagining we're trying to drink out of that straw that's right in front of us, okay? And pressing ourselves back up. So this is a proper chaturanga push-up. So we're gonna do 5 seconds down, explode up, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, explode up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, explode up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Good, now we're gonna do shoulder taps. So I want everybody to come up onto their toes, butt stays low, right hand, I'm gonna slightly rotate so you guys can see me. Right hand touches left shoulder, left hand touches right shoulder. So I want you to keep your body and your shoulders as still and squared as possible. I don't want to see any of this when we're doing this, okay? If that is too challenging for you, you can drop onto your knees and do it on your knees. Just make sure you're not in that tabletop position. So we're gonna do 10 taps total, right to left, left to right. Right to left to right. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Dropping down, we're gonna do a forearm plank with rotations. Instead of our hand being forward in the forearm plank, we're going to take our hands, have our hands like this on the ground. So parallel line, like equal signs with our hands. They are on the ground. We want our feet wide, like as wide as hip width, and we're dropping down onto our feet, rotating that arm nice and high towards the ceiling. Bringing our left arm down, dropping to the other side, lifting that arm up, lowering down, dropping our feet, lifting our arm, and switching, lowering. Nice big inhale, lift, Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. That was 3 on each side. We're going to do 2 more on each side total, so 4 more total. 1, lower. Inhale, lift. 2, lower. Inhale, lift. 3, lower. Inhale, lift. 4, lower. Good, and dropping down. One more plank thing for everybody to try. You can be on your forearm or your hand. If you're on your forearm, don't have your arm up. Have it straight out in front of you. If you're on your hand, you want your middle fingers pointing up, not straight in front of you. So whatever option you're doing, just make sure your arm and hand is facing the right direction. We are lifting that opposite arm nice and tall up towards the ceiling. And what we're going to try to do here is lift that top leg. So if this is too hard for you, you're going to drop that bottom knee. So you see how my body's still in the plank position? And we're lifting and lowering. We're going to do this 10 times. So 10, 9, 8. Again, going at your own pace. 7, 6. Keep those hips nice and high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, opposite side. Whatever variation you did on one side, you want to do on the other side. So if you were on your forearms on one side, just make sure you're on your forearm on the other side. Good. So same thing here, lifting our body up, lifting that arm up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower down. Let's come into a child's pose. Arms are straight out in front of us, sitting our butt back towards our heel, lowering our head and chest down to the ground. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when you're ready, slowly beginning to lift up, rolling up our spine, shoulders, head comes last. We're going to take that right arm, place it out in front of us. Take our left hand, place it on top of our right, pulling those fingers back towards us. This is a really good stretch for the bottom part of your forearm. Shoulders relaxed, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and dropping those fingers down towards the ground, grabbing our opposite hand, placing it on the face of our hand, and gently pulling that hand back towards our body, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and opposite side. Left arm comes straight, right arm on top. Pulling those fingers back towards our body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So we are going to come onto our back. So we are on our back. I want everybody to tuck their knees into their chest. So notice how when you drop your knees, you might get this little bit of space in your low back. You can probably see my hand like shimmying through here. So we don't want that. We want, like how when our knees are in our chest, our back is nice and flat on the ground. So we're trying to maintain that position. We are going to slowly start to straighten our legs out. The further straight your legs are, the more advanced the position is. So back stays flat. That's the most important part. You can have your arms palms face up or tuck your hands under your bum and slowly begin to straighten. As soon as you feel that lift happening, just retuck and find whatever position is most comfortable for you. So if your legs need to stop here, stop them here. If you can straighten them all the way out, straighten them all the way out. And we're holding this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. So we are going to do that 2 more times. So getting comfortable here. You can have your head relax onto the ground or lift it up. Hands are beneath our bum, tucking our knees into our chest, straightening them out only as far as we can while keeping our back flat on the ground. Holding 12, 11, 10, 9. If at any point during me counting your back starts to round, just tuck those knees a little bit further in, okay? 3, 2, 1, and release. This last one, we're gonna go for 15 seconds. So ready, tuck those knees, straighten as far as you can. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, and lower down to the ground. Maybe you want to stretch your arms nice and high up towards the ceiling. And I want everyone to take that right leg, cross it over our left, hug onto the back of that left leg, relaxing our head down onto the mat. And maybe you decide you want to straighten that left leg, do some ankle circles one direction, ankle circles other direction. Slowly releasing that leg. We are going to keep our leg crossed, lift our body up. So right here, the crease where the opposite side of our elbow. So this little crease right here in our arm, this little crease right here in our arm. We are going to scoop this arm, bringing our foot into that crease and our knee into that crease, interlacing our hands and straightening out that bottom leg just as much as you can. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly begin to release, keeping that knee up. We are dropping our right knee over to the left side. If you want more of a spinal twist here, you want to try to get both shoulders flat on the ground. If you also want to activate your left leg, you can try to find your left toes with your right hand, keeping that left leg and our right arm flat on the ground. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. And crossing the left over the right, hugging that right thigh in towards our chest. Maybe straightening that leg. Maybe we do ankle circles. Maybe we just keep our leg bent down. Whatever option you want to do is okay. This is your practice and your body. And no matter what option you're at, dropping that leg down. Same thing as the other side, dropping that right foot down. We're going to lift our body off the ground. Place our foot in the one crease or arm in the other. Interlace our fingers. Straighten out that bottom leg as much as you're comfortable. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and grabbing that knee, dropping it over to the right side. Gaze goes over to the left. So same thing here. If you would like to try to find those right toes with our left hand, just make sure your foot, your right foot and your left hand is staying flat on the ground. And bringing that knee back towards our chest. Bringing our hands on the inside of our knee, outside of our feet. Doing a real quick happy baby here. Maybe we rock side to side. Straightening those legs out in front of us. Bringing our arms down to our side. Gluing our toes together. We want to imagine we're making a rainbow with our feet from the one side, so down, opposite side of our head. We're going to glue our legs together, bring them up towards the sky, down towards the ground behind us. So hands stay flat on the ground. Nice big inhale, lift those legs up, and exhale. Take your hands, place them on your low back. Try to find the ground with your toes. If you can't find the ground with your toes, that's totally okay. Keeping our chin tucked here. Hands are supporting our low back. Maybe you want to bend your knees, trying to get your knees next to your ears. Ultimately, you want your shins flat on the ground. Straightening out those legs. Maybe you want to try a shoulder stand while you're already set up for it. So hand is supporting low back. And we're just going to take our legs, shoot them straight up towards the ceiling, pointing those toes. Maybe your hands move to your mid-back in the process. That's okay. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Tucking our knees in towards our face. Holding our low back. Using our hands to help us roll down our spine. Hugging our knees into our chest. Straightening those legs out in front of us. Straightening our arms out to the side. Lifting our palms face up towards the ceiling. Allowing our legs and feet to fall heavy. Maybe our feet need to drop to the outside walls of the room. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling out of our mouth. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling out of our mouth. With each inhale, I want you to feel your lungs filling with air completely. On the exhale, I want you to feel your lungs collapsing, releasing any stale air. Unclenching our jaw. Releasing that space in between our eyebrows. We're going to wiggle our toes and release our toes. Flex our feet and our calves and release. Squeeze our bum, tighten our thighs and release, allowing our low back and our body to just melt into the ground. Engaging our core one final time, so just getting that back flat on the ground and releasing. Wiggling our hands and fingers. Maybe making a fist, tensing up our whole arm and relax. Taking a moment here to make a list of 3 positive things that we are thankful for and appreciative of right now in our life. Taking a moment here to realize that although this quarantine isn't the most fun thing in the world, although some of us may not be working right now, this can be a blessing in disguise if you let it be. For all of those things you said you've never had time to do because you were too busy working or too busy this or too busy that, you now have time to do it. So whether it's painting, reading a book, learning to play guitar. No matter what it is you said you've been wanting to do, lose that weight, go on that run, ride your bike. Now is the time to learn to do it. Now is the time to do all of those things you said you've been wanting to do but haven't had time to do. I want to take you guys through a little visualization here. And I want you guys to imagine you're waking up first thing in the morning. You're waking up, you have so much energy, you're so excited. You're ready to tackle the day. You feel good, you feel refreshed. You just feel an overwhelming amount of abundance and appreciation. Now I want you to imagine what your ideal morning is like. Do you maybe stay laying in bed doing 10 minutes of breath work or 10 minutes of bed yoga? Do you get up out of bed, go to the bathroom, wash your face, brush your teeth, come down to your kitchen, drink a nice big glass of lemon water, and then go out on a nice morning walk, or maybe even a nice morning jog. Or maybe you start your morning with a nice fresh pressed glass of orange juice, and then you do whatever type of workout or whatever type of movement feels good for you. Now I want you to just stay in that mindset. Imagine what the rest of your day is like. Your energy stays high. You're positive. You're happy. You're living your best life. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Slowly beginning to wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers. Rolling our body over onto our right side, entering kind of a fetal position. Enjoying a few more breaths here. As you're ready, slowly keeping your eyes closed, using your arms to help you press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes stay closed, shoulders are relaxed away from our ears. Bringing our hands to heart center. I would just like to thank any one of you who takes these classes live, anybody who watches them on the 24-hour replay, and anyone who is watching them after I post them on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you. I just gave you guys a task. We're going to call that living our best self or our highest self. This is a task that I'm currently working on with a coach that I'm working with now. And I want you to live each moment of each day asking yourself, is this the best thing for my best self or my highest self? Is this meal going to nourish me? Is this meal going to make me feel happy? Am I going to feel good after I eat this? Is this workout helping me reach my ultimate goal? Asking yourself throughout the day, what can I do in this moment right now to bring myself joy or peace? Asking yourself periodically throughout the day what it is you can do to make yourself feel more abundant, make yourself feel more of your best self that you know you're capable of feeling, you just have yet to reach it. I invite each of you to go journal what that day is, what your energy is like, who this best self is, who this best, highest person is. Journal who he or she is. And then every day, read that. Remind yourself of that. Keep pulling yourself back towards that. If you slip up, it's okay. If you eat something that makes you feel like crap afterwards, that's okay. If you're having a day where you just don't have energy and you don't want to work out, that is okay. And on that note, thank you for taking my class. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.